I think, like many others, often find myself regretting things that I've done in the past, like stuff that is embarrassing, stuff that was wrong, stuff that I made the wrong choices with. Whether that's I made the wrong choice getting in a relationship with someone, I embarrassed myself by falling over, or I answered a question wrong, or I just did something dumb. And I often look back, you know, usually I'm in bed, I'm just about to sleep, and I all of a sudden just look back on all the embarrassing things that have happened in my life. And I find myself doing that quite a lot, I'd say, but I think that is still quite a normal thing. It's not um, a rare thing, I think, for people to look back on their regrets or embarrassments or times where they've just, wanted to get swallowed by the ground. Um, and to live with so many regrets just seems so pointless. Like, I am alive right now. So what is there to regret? I can just change stuff. I can just live for the better. And I feel like I really like that phrase, just living for the better, because yeah, I've obviously made mistakes, and I'm going to continue to make mistakes. But if I make those mistakes, I can learn from them and live for the better. So in terms of relationships, I've got into things that I haven't wanted to be in, and I've had pressures put on me. And yeah, I've made mistakes in situations like that. But now I think I look at it with a different outcome. I know that I don't need to rush into anything, because if it's really love, then there's no point rushing it. Um, and that's helped me learn a lot about myself and about who I am in a relationship. And that's been so great to me. It's been so vital to kind of have that understanding, because, you'll find yourself in things sometimes and you'll feel so lost and alone when you're not alone. So almost that experience benefited me more than it destroyed me. Almost, it benefited me so much more, and yet still I look back on it with regret, like it's a bad thing. And I think another example is just doing something embarrassing. you know I think instead of looking at like, oh, that was embarrassing, look at it as in, like, instead of going, oh, this was so awful, just don't, you've got a life now, so just live that to the fullest. If people take the piss out of you for stuff like that, just live with it, because honestly, when you when you I'm not saying don't have self-respect, but in some like scenarios, it's not the worst thing in the world to just take the piss out of yourself, because when you do that, people can't really take the piss out of you in return, because you know you've already done it yourself. And I think it honestly helps you in loads and loads and loads of situations. But yeah, I think that's kind of the only thing I want to touch on. Just live life for what it is. If you have regrets, just find solutions for them. And I'm sure there's some regrets that you can't really find a solution for, but just live your life for the better, you know? So yeah.